It's Paul Marsh here on Express, and I'm delighted to say that I've been joined by Lauren Hendry Parsons, who is the head of global communications at Express VPN. Thank you so much for joining me, Lauren.
Thanks for having me here, Paul. And I have to say up front, Express VPN, Express FM, no relative, but like how great that we share a fantastic brand name.
It's like it's meant to be, right? It's like it's meant to be. Now we're going to talk about something which I'm not sure. I mean, what we're going to talk about, I think, happens with everybody, and I'm not sure why it happens with everybody. I'm not sure if it's a genuine tech concern or if people have got psychological issues and they don't want to do this, but people do not like to share their Wi-Fi password, do they?
You're absolutely right, Paul. ExpressVPN went out and spoke to 1,000 Brits over the past few weeks, and they told us the majority of them do not want to share their Wi-Fi password. Not even with neighbors, not even with friends. It was 59%. That's a pretty solid majority. And it was interesting that there was a real perception that people were trying to access their Wi-Fi, piggyback off it, get in there for free, and maybe even borrow their neighbor's Wi-Fi or a friend's Wi-Fi to do certain unsavory things like accessing porn or the dark web. So it goes on their record, not mine, which is a fascinating little thought.
Now, I'll tell you a funny little story. I haven't done it. So I've been in my new house for probably about 2.5 years. And I know it sounds really bad, but I haven't got around to changing the Wi-Fi password at the moment. So it's X9 underscore, all that type of stuff at the moment. But my old password where I used to live was actually just get your own Wi-Fi.
Was that the password or was that the Wi-Fi?
No, that was name? The password. So if somebody asked me, oh, can I jump on your Wi-Fi? What's the password? And I used to just say, get your own Wi-Fi.
Brilliant. I love it. And I love the fact that it's got that sense of humor and the protectiveness. Because actually we went out and what we found was a bunch of people are not just changing their password, but they're changing their Wi-Fi network name to have a bit of a statement, whether it's get your own thing or with slightly more swear words, get out of here, this is my territory, or even going so far as to dob on their neighbors with things like number 145's wife is cheating. Now that's taking neighborhood watch into like the next generation. This is for the new technological age.
Oh, wow. That's unreal.
Yeah, look, we found so many things. It was puns, it was humorous names, and like even things like virus infected Wi-Fi, the FBI, TV licensing surveillance. You know, it's fascinating to me that in some ways Wi-Fi network names are becoming like the new bumper sticker where, you know, people will walk past and they'll see you or what you've put out there. And it's like a little glimpse into your personality and your take on the world. But can I tell you, there's a hidden downside. Are you ready for this?
Oh, okay, go on.
So 10% of the Brits who we spoke to said they'd try harder to crack into a Wi-Fi network with a funny name than one with a boring name. So you're putting the challenge out there. You're asking for people to try you out.
Okay, yeah, because I was literally just thinking to myself, I thought, oh, I was really clever making that really clever password. And then you told me that and I thought, oh, I'm so behind with the times. Now, maybe actually it's probably best that I am a little bit behind with the times.
Look, take it to the next level. And when you said you haven't yet changed your Wi-Fi password from your internet provider in the last 2.5 years, Paul, you're in the majority. Most people don't change their Wi-Fi network password, and that boggles my mind. This is something that's been in a factory, on a sticker, in a box, sent to you, generated from a central list, and most of us never take the time to make a change because it looks strong, and it is. It's got your upper and lower case letters. You've got the mix of symbols. It's long, it's complicated. Those are all the hallmarks of a good password, but a good password doesn't hang around for 2.5 years. You know, these sorts of things are hygiene, meaning they might be small, but you got to do them often so bad things don't build up. And these are things like change your password, make sure that you're checking your settings, really basic one, which I am guilty of as well. Do not hit snooze on that request for update button. Smash yes, update, even if it's going to turn your computer on and off, because companies are sending you those updates, especially on your browser, especially on your apps, to make sure that the latest bugs and any issues that have arisen have been fixed and you're protected. And these are things like, you don't have to be a tech genius to do these things. They're just standard business. And yet somehow we miss out on doing them.
But they always send them at the worst time. Literally, when you're in a rush and you think, oh, I've got to log into this meeting right now. Update.
Yeah.
No.
And it's like, is this going to take 20 seconds, or am I about to sit here for
Yeah.
20 minutes while this
Yeah.
thing reboots and my boss is
Yeah.
tearing their hairs out? And I think that's the other thing about the home Wi-Fi network. 5 years ago, home Wi-Fi was a totally different beast because of the way we were using it. You'd have certain kinds of security and privacy that you'd use at work, and people still, our survey just in the last few weeks proved people worry more about the security of their work devices and their work data than they do their private data, which I don't understand, because for
No.
me, my health, my finance, my private data matters. But now there's no difference between your work Wi-Fi and your home Wi-Fi, because we're all having to work from home, or at least access work servers or work information from home. So your home Wi-Fi security is more important than ever. And there's a bunch of really easy things that people can do.
Well, people wouldn't think twice about changing their email password once a year or once every couple of years. They wouldn't think twice about doing that. So it shouldn't be any different with your home internet. So for a lot of people that possibly don't know what a VPN is, explain it, please.
So a VPN stands for virtual private network. I think about the internet like a bunch of tubes that are carrying the information between them, in their glass tubes, and they go from me and my device, my laptop, my phone, to the website on the other side of all of these tubes. And without a VPN, everybody can see what's going on in those tubes, and they can see where you're going to, what you're seeing, what you're doing, everything. When you have a VPN, it encrypts your traffic end to end, and it creates that safe, secure tunnel. So imagine that glass tube has turned to metal, and you can't see through it, and nobody can hear or see where you are. And really, this does a couple of things. One is it means that you can't be tracked and your data can't be collected by advertisers, social media platforms, ISPs, whoever's out there. On the other hand, it just means you have privacy to go around your life. Like, you would never think about leaving your curtains up in your bathroom or in your house. You draw your curtains because we value privacy. And yet for some reason, when we go online, we have to really fight to defend that right, or to find the right tools to make it safe. And a VPN is one of those really straightforward but powerful fixes you can make in order to have control of your privacy online.
Now, a lot of people, whenever I've mentioned in the past about thinking about a VPN or getting a VPN, or you should get a VPN, a lot of people say to me, but they're illegal, aren't they? Are they illegal?
It's incredible to me that people don't know about the technologies that they're allowed to use. And I think to a certain extent, there are forces at play, corporate government, whatever forces at play, that want to discourage people from using privacy and security services, because they want access to us.
Yeah.
And that's what it boils down to. This is, our data is worth money. Our information is worth money. It gets turned into commerce. And when I think about it, why would I want to give that thing away? And so it's one of the greatest tragedies that people don't realize. Encryption is legal. Privacy and security tools are legal. These have been used, like Express VPN has been around for over 13 years. We started because we understood there were certain places in the world that didn't have free and open internet. And our founders had that experience of actually living in China and discovering what it was like not to be able to access the free and open internet. And they thought, oh my goodness, we've got to fix this. What can we do?
Crazy, yeah.
So they started Express VPN so that anyone traveling anywhere could still get on the free and open internet. And obviously that landscape's changed massively over the last 13 years, but there are still so many forces out there, companies, organizations, for whom it's in their interests to get access to our info. And that's not about being paranoid. That's just practical. Think about advertising. So get a VPN. It's legal. Use it. It's legal. And make sure that you're thinking about the things that you can take control of. And in fact, last month, we made it even easier for people in the UK, because we launched the thing called the Express VPN Air Cove. Now, this is the first ever in the world Wi-Fi 6 router with VPN built in. That means that you do not need a VPN on all your devices. If you're connected to the home network, you are protected. And that means you're also getting protected on things like your smart speaker, smart doorbell, smart fridge, all of these
different things that listen to us.
and all of these things that are collecting information to make our lives easier. And we're happy for them, for that to have the information, but we don't want it passed elsewhere because we just want to live our lives and we want technology to help us and we want to be able to do it on our terms. Like, that's what it boils down to. So this is why I'm a digital privacy advocate, because it's not scary. It can feel scary, but there are things that we can all do to make our lives easier. And I also want to say, you know, I got pulled over. That sounds like I'm getting arrested. No, I got grabbed at a wedding 2 weeks ago. I was down in Winchester for a friend's wedding, and one of the elderly guests from the bride's family said, "Lauren, you work in tech. I'm really worried about Facebook listening to me because I searched something on my phone and then I get these ads on Facebook. What's going on? I'm so worried about privacy and security." She was really up on it, but she didn't know what to do. And so I sat with her. I went through her phone. We looked at her settings. She knew how to handle location settings. She knew how to opt into, sometimes not always on an app. She was with it, but she just didn't know that there was such thing as a private setting on your browser. Yep. She didn't know that you could have an ad blocker. She was doing so many great things. And I really think like it's incumbent on us all to kind of take care of one another intergenerationally, friends, family, whatever, you know, teach people. And if you're a parent, have those conversations with your kids, get them thinking about it early, get them understanding the limitations of technology and the trade-offs we make and how powerful it can be, because it's all about understanding the risks, understanding the mitigations so that you can really, you know, use tech to its greatest advantage. Like, people think sometimes, oh, you're pro-privacy, are you against tech? No, I'm for tech, but I want it to work for me. I don't want to work for it.
Yeah, somebody once told me, if it's free, you're going to pay for it another way somewhere down the line. And that, I think, sums up the internet and everything else like that. It's a fantastic thing. It's a joy that we have in our lives. We need to know how to use it and how to use it properly. So if people would like to find out a little bit more about Express VPNs, where can they do that?
They can head over to expressvpn.com. There we've got great blogs with all our privacy experts writing about tips that you can take on. It's not just about a VPN. It's about educating yourself from end to end, and we're here to help you through that. So the place where you can find all of this is expressvpn.com. We've got blogs, we've got resources from our privacy experts, because we don't just want you using a VPN. We want you understanding privacy and security and looking after yourself and your family.
Now, Lauren, I'll be honest with you. I could probably talk to you for about another hour. Unfortunately, we don't have that and we're out of time. So, you know, maybe that's for another day. Maybe we'll set up a podcast or something like that and we can chatter away for hours about this subject. But I really do thank you, Lauren, for joining me. It's been great to talk to you, and I wish you all the success, and I hope that your day ends very soon and you get to have some rest.
Thank you so much, Paul.